August the 20th.
Where it counts. Inwardly, we ought to be different in every respect, but our outward dress should blend in with the crowd. Seneca, Moral Letters, 5.2. Diogenes the Cynic was a controversial philosopher who wandered the streets like a homeless person. A few thousand years later, his utterances still make us think. But if most of us had seen him at the time, we'd have thought, who is that crazy guy? It's tempting to take philosophy to extremes, but who does that serve? In fact, rejection of the basics of society alienates other people, even threatens them. More important, outward transformation in our clothes, in our cars, in our group might feel important, but is superficial compared with the inward change. That's the change that only we know about.
Okay. Where it counts. Seneca reflects. Inwardly, we ought to be different in every respect. But your outward dress should blend in with the crowd. Seneca Moral Letters 5.2. Diogenes the Cynic was a controversial philosopher who wandered the streets like a homeless person. A few thousand years later, his utterances still make us think. But if most of us had seen him at the time, we'd have thought, who is that crazy guy? It's tempting to take philosophy to extremes, but who does that serve? In fact, rejection of the basics of society alienates other people, even threatens them. More importantly, outward transformation in our clothes, in our cars, in our grooming might feel important, but is superficial compared with inward change. The inward change. That's the change that only we know about. So I believe Ryan's making a point that it's not believing we have to change outwardly to justify what we're doing. We can blend in with the crowd outwardly and know that with the changes inside us, with the changes inside us. So we can blend it. We don't need to shout from the rooftops about our changes, I guess. I guess that's what we're saying here. We don't have to dress differently, and we don't have to dress different, have different cars or different clothes or be radical. If that's your calling, great. But know the intention, don't know the intention of it. Maybe the intention of, oh, if I change outwardly, if I radically change outwardly, then people will know I notice I'm changing inwardly. But we can quietly, peacefully know what's happening inwardly without seeking everyone's approval or attention, and not understand what's going on. Only us know that. No one will tell you, oh, you changed. Someone might do, but I believe maybe some people go through change, but require others to say, or other things to happen outside to validate that change. For example, you might be on this path and looking everywhere and nothing's changing outwardly. But that's not but is that why we're doing it? That's the opposite. We're changing inwardly. We're not changing outwardly. We're not looking for changes outside. We're looking for changes inside. The outside will look after itself. So it's the challenge of the inward path of constant reflection inside and reflecting on what behaviors have changed and be content and congratulate the changes inside, but know that nothing out there is going to show you about your change. It will just be you will feel differently. You will just know. Grabbing onto things out there to justify and validate, verify, oh yes, now I've got $1 million. All this philosophy is paid off. No, we don't. We recognize the inward change based on how we feel, how our behaviors and actions and choices have changed. The money, the relationships, all that stuff will just change by itself, and we're indifferent to that. We're not looking, we're not seeking a change out there, we're seeking internal improvement on this journey, which is comforting, right? It's liberating. Outside is irrelevant. We know what's happening. We know the journey of fulfillment. We're connecting. We're going direct to the connection of our soul. This is it. Uncompromising on what is happening out there. And trusting that faith in that we accept. So that's today, August 20th, where it counts. Enjoy your day, my friend.